Hello, this is Damian Kirk, back with my second video in this series on my Minecraft processor. Now we're actually recording in Minecraft, so you can kind of look around and see what the whole thing looks like. I've taken down my rendering distance a little bit just to make the frame rate a little smoother. It's still not great. Also turned off particles and everything. Still not perfect, but it looks a lot better than it would have. You notice this is all, it looks a little bit different than my previous projects because I'm using sandstone now. And the reason for that, I think the reason that it's preferred by most people is that redstone just shows up a lot better on sandstone. You can very clearly see where the redstone wire is. It stands out a lot from the background. You can see whether it's on or off pretty clearly. Um, so that's the reasoning behind that. So this first video is going to be talking about this, which is, for lack of a better term, the panel, the main interactive part of this, if you're going to use it for something, the part you really need to worry about, and this to a lesser extent. And kind of the instruction file, I guess you'd call it. I think that's the term that we use for it. I don't know. Instruction register, that might not be a thing. But anyway, the first thing you might notice is that it's very tall. Unfortunately, I needed this much space between the lines to make it work. But basically, each one of these lines is representing an instruction, and each one of these levers, individual levers on a lamp, is a bit in the instruction. You can see there's 16 per line, because this is taking 16-bit instructions. And the levers are on lamps just so you can see from a distance a little more easily whether they're turned on or off. So this one, when the levers are down and the lamp is on, that means it's a 1. And then this, where the lever's up and the lamp's off, it's a 0. So let's take a look at how this works and how it reads from these. First thing to look at is this, which is the decoder. And let's go to the bottom of this. Drop. There we go. Okay, let's go all the way back to the bottom to take a look at the base of this. So you have these 5 values, or these 5 bits, coming in from the program counter, which will be a separate video, and into this this ladder structure using half slabs, which is a way to transport redstone signal up. You need these half slabs to have it go back and forth like this without cutting off at the corners. But you're going to be seeing a lot of this because I kind of discovered this while I was building this thing. And it's very convenient for sending signals up in a compact way and kind of duplicating them. So these 5 bits are going to be sent to these different levels, and each one of these is basically an AND gate. So let's actually go back to the top. It does, unfortunately, take a little while to fly all the way back to the top. But so you'll see at each level, these 5 bits are being output into some combination of repeaters and redstone torches. So at the top level, it's all just repeaters. And that allows this torch on the front to be on because none of these lines are on because none of these bits are on. Which allows this torch to turn on. Whereas at all these other levels, there are some redstone torches which are negating the signals. So this torch on the front of this one is being held off because this line is on because that torch is off. So yeah, and each one of these has a unique combination of repeaters and torches of where the signals get negated. And there are 32, so there are 32 possible combinations. So if this least significant bit on this side was on, then this repeater would be on, which would be holding this torch off, but it would power this block also on the next one down, turn this torch off, and allow this torch to be on. And in that case, it would be selecting the next one down. So this top one is currently selecting instruction 0. If we were to turn this bit on, it would be selecting instruction 1. If we turned only the second to least significant bit on, be selecting 2, and you can see that. So each one of these has a combination corresponding to its instruction number all the way down to 31. And so it only allows one of these lines to be on at a time. And so then we can take a look at what this line actually does. You'll notice on the front here, we have these AND gates. Every 3 blocks is an AND gate. So you can see the structure. We have 2 torches on the tops of the blocks, 1 redstone wire in the middle, and a torch on the front. That's an AND gate, and there are 16 of them along here. We come back to this side. You can see that the line that's coming from the decoder that's selecting this instruction, is powering the right side of each of these AND gates. All these AND gates have the right side currently powered by this instruction, whereas if we go down to the next line, it has the same line, it's powering, it's leading to all the right sides of the AND gates, but it's not actually powering any of them or letting a signal through because that line is off. This one is on, so it's being selected, so it's powering the right sides of the AND gates. The left sides of the AND gates are coming from these lines, which are coming from the actual switches. So you'll notice these last few on the right are all off. They're actually running underneath, but you can see that they are going to the left sides of the AND gates, like that, and using repeaters so they don't cross the signals. So you notice this is off, so this torch is on, so this AND gate isn't outputting anything because it's not getting a signal on the left side. But this one over here is. This one's getting a signal on the left side because that bit is on and that signal is traveling through to here. And then this, the selector line is also on. So the AND gate torch is outputting a signal. And if you look along here, some of them are on and some of them are off, but you can see the pattern is 1 0 1 0 0 0 0 0 1 0 0 1 1 0 0 0, which is the instruction you can see up there. The values in the lamps over there, which is coming from the switches. So basically, and if you look at the other instructions, it's hard to really get in there behind these spirals, but if you look at the other instructions, none of the other AND gates at the other levels are going to be outputting a signal because this is the only one that's selected. So then these torches are outputting into these spirals, and let's just take this one as an example. So if this torch was on, if this AND gate was outputting, then it would go into this line. If this one was on, it would be going into this line. This one was on, it would be going into this line. And then here you have some repeaters just to make sure the signal gets extended and goes all the way to the bottom. So for each one of these, it outputs a signal. Here, let me try to get to the bottom. This is annoying. The lag is not letting me fall. Okay, there we go. So if we go all the way to the bottom, we see that at the bottom it comes out, and some of these are coming out because they're coming all the way from the top. So these are basically big OR gates that just take, each one is on, comes out at the bottom, only if one of the AND gates in its column is outputting, and only one of them can be because only one of them is selected. So what you get at the bottom is the instruction, because it's just the result of the AND gates at whatever level is actually on, and the result of those AND gates is the instruction if it's being selected. I really wish it would let me start flying. Okay, so you can see at the bottom we have the same pattern that we had at the top. We have 1 0 1 0 0 0 0 0 1 0 0 1 1 0 0 0, which is our first instruction, instruction 0. So then down at the bottom here, the instruction bits come out, and then they get sent to wherever they're needed, the various places that they get processed, and the data path figures out what this instruction is going to do, the data path and the control. And then, so yeah, that is pretty much how the instruction file works. And then the other thing I want to cover in this video is this little panel, which is, it just has the run button, which I'll get into more when I talk about the clock and the branching hardware over there. But that just lets the program start, and the clear button, which I'll be talking about briefly in a few other videos, but I just want to introduce it here. This line comes out here, and it will set all the register values over there to 0, and it will clear the values out of the printing hardware, the sign over here, just to make sure that when you print to it next, there will be nothing in it. So you want to, generally, you want to hit the clear button after you're done with a program before you run another one, or else, especially with the sign over there, it's not going to come out right. But so that's it for this video. Next, I think I'll probably be talking about the control unit. That should be a shorter one, but yeah, tune in or stay tuned, or click the next video if you want to see more. Thank you.